Yesterday evening, I was thinking about now I'm going to go to bed, and I'm so looking forward just to this moment to be able to record this episode to then share it with you. And I'm sharing that with you because for me, this doesn't come from a place of hustling and struggling and I need to fight for attention. This energy comes more from a place, like in my personal experience, of I really want to create this. Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of my new format, Stream of Consciousness. Stream of Consciousness is part of my podcast, Essence: A Journey to Self. And the intention of Stream of Consciousness is that I get to share my perspective, my thoughts, my understanding, and my view on what's currently going on in the world, current topics and trends, which might be very interesting for you. And always in this connection, and what does it mean in this context to live your essence? So I'm really looking forward to this. And I named this Stream of Consciousness because for me, everything is about authenticity. So in these podcast episodes, it will be only me sharing my perspective, and I don't have any script. So I didn't sit down and write down a script. I want to go through these talking points, 1, 2, 3. It's just me sharing with you openly and authentically what's going on inside of me and my perspective and thoughts on things. So for me, this is super exciting because I'm literally jumping into the unknown, like a leap of faith, being like, I just trust that whatever will come through me will serve in some way. And if at any point in time I just don't say anything and think, this is a good sign. And I also don't want to cover this. So this is the intention of the podcast format, Stream of Consciousness. I'm really looking forward to this first episode. And the title of this first episode is The Pressure to Be Productive: Finding Your Essence in a Hustle Culture. And I chose this topic because I find myself currently also as being part of this game, part of this hustle game and the pressure to be productive. And I wanted to let you in on these thoughts. And as I said, I'm super excited to see where this will go. So currently, I'm also continuing to build my online business, Essence. I really enjoy offering one-on-one coachings, my group coaching programs, sharing these podcast episodes, the self-study courses, my children's books that you can see over here. So I'm really, really enjoying it. And it really feels aligned with my essence, with who I am, with what it is that wants to be brought into this world through me. And at the same time, I feel this or have this thought that I need to be productive, that I need to create a certain amount of things. This can be like physical things like these books over here, but it can also be these courses and material and this podcast episodes. And I'm finding myself constantly in this tension point between I want to share with the world what I'm doing, and people need to know about me in order for me to, share my experience with them. So I could have the most amazing courses, design, and programs, but if no one would know about it, this these products and services, these creations couldn't thrive in the way that they could. So it's also about creating all this content, creating content as you're watching right now, podcasts, creating content on social media like Instagram and posting reels, stories, posts. And I'm constantly in between these two worlds. Because to be honest, I actually want to spend less time on social media. I want that everyone spends way less time on social media. I want that we humans meet as human beings and meet with one another in the same space, openly, authentically, where we get to connect also vulnerably and not just get to share our shiny surface as we do in social media. And at the same time, I'm in this struggle of how can I let people know what it is that I'm doing without being productive? Or what is the balance? And actually, when I listen to myself speak right now, I also feel that it's, as many things in life, about balance. And I'm connected to some moments where I'm creating all of this, where it feels, I shared that a couple of times with my partner, with my family, with my friends, that it feels like I'm surfing a wave. I'm surfing a wave of creation. It's like, it's just coming through me and I'm so excited about it. It's like, I can't wait to get up the next day and start creating and continue creating. Like yesterday evening, I was thinking about, now I'm going to go to bed and I'm so looking forward just to this moment, to be able to record this episode, to then share it with you. And I'm sharing that with you because for me, this doesn't come from a place of hustling and struggling and I need to fight for attention. This energy comes more from a place, like in my personal experience, of I really want to create this. It's just, I really want to get out there. I really want to share this with you. I really want to let you into my world and share my thoughts and hope that it inspires you. So this is for me quite different than, for example, if I were creating all of this from a place of scarcity, from a place of fear, from a place of, if I don't do it, everything will collapse. And I need to create. I need to get out there and create. And I have these moments. I want to be honest and open with you. I have these moments, and I have them regularly, that I feel this fear coming in, a fear and a scarcity of, I need to do this because if I don't create more, people won't see what I offer, and then my offerings will just go into nowhere. So I have these moments, and I try to always come back into balance to find my center. It's definitely not that I'm a super illuminated monk living on top of a mountain and just bathing in the perfection of the present moment. Sometimes I have that, but it's a back and forth, and I truly believe that that's part of life. It's actually about learning these skills, about developing and training this muscle to always be able to come back into center when something kicks me out of my inner world, out of my balance, and then I'm like, wow, okay, now I'm acting from a place of fear, scarcity, and then being able to bring myself back into a place of calmness, groundedness, presence. From there, maybe take a deep breath. And from this place, feel if there's something that wants to be really created through me. And I'm so grateful that I have had this experience a couple of times in my life, that I felt that I was in this mode of just really deeply listening, just like deeply listening to what wants to be created through me. And I remember that there were times before when people were saying the same things, like I'm saying, like using the same sentences and phrases. Something wants to be created through me. And I couldn't relate with that. I didn't know what they meant. I had never had this experience before of, like I have an imprint within my system that can relate to this sentence and this way of speaking and this way of living. And I'm sharing this because I don't know if you already had this kind of experience. And I really want to invite you, and I hope for you that you will get to experience what this feels like. For me, it's this place where it feels like I'm not creating from my mind. And sometimes I am creating from my mind. And that means like that creating this one thing would make a lot of sense. In this moment, it feels very logical to make the step. And the chances are high that, for example, through creating this offer, people will be interested in it and probably it would make sense. So I'm going to create it. I do this as well. And sometimes it feels like sometimes I'm on a walk, for example. I'm going to go for a walk, or sometimes in the morning while having a shower, these thoughts come or in the middle of the night. And I'm like, yes, I need to create this. This needs to be birthed through me. And it's amazing and a fascinating state. And if you've never experienced that, also all good. I was running around for a couple of years on this planet as well without having had this experience. But maybe it gets you curious and maybe it creates within you this longing of, I want this as well. And what you can do very practically is training to listen. And with that, I mean listening also to your body. This book, the second one, children's book that I wrote, in English it would be called Lara and Her Protector. Currently it's just in German, but I will translate it to English as well, probably this year. This is also about listening to your body signals. And listening, for example, I like to listen to the stomach or the solar plexus area actually. And I can feel if there's some kind of contraction there, and then something feels off, and I'm like, oh, I had this thought of creating maybe this one project, and then I feel inside my body this contraction, often in the solar plexus area. And I don't feel in my chest, for example, this warmth and this excitement of, yes, I want to do this. And that's for me often a sign, in my personal experience, that I'm creating something from my mind. That it sounds like it makes a lot of sense, so then I should do it as well. Therefore, I invite you to play around with that, to listen to your body signals. And it's a journey. So it's something that I've been developing for myself over many, many, many years because I want to have the most beautiful life. And the most beautiful life for me is a life of authenticity, of freedom, of inner balance, of nourishing connections with other people, of creation, of creativity. And I wish for you the same. I want that you can have this beautiful life, this life where you can let life flow through you and just follow. And I know, and I'm very aware that this is a super privileged thing to say and to do. And it's not only our inner state that decides about everything. I guess it can decide about a lot. At the same time, the reality is that we are always embedded in some kind of social system. And if in this context, for example, it will be, my personal opinion, easier for someone to start a new project that has, for example, no kids and sufficient amount of money and lives in a country of freedom, in comparison to someone with 5, 6 children that lives on low financial means in a country where not even freedom of speech is allowed, for example, just to make it very obvious. And if you listen to this, maybe you can ask yourself, what is within your circle of influence? So there are certain things that we can't change, but there are other things that we can change. We can influence them. And a lot, in my experience, is how we perceive ourselves, our self-awareness, being aware of the thoughts and narratives that we're running in our minds. If you, for example, identify a storyline that says, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that, then the likelihood that you will be able to learn a new skill and be successful in that is way lower than if you see that, observe it, and then slowly over time try to change it and write your new story. And I believe that living your essence starts with self-awareness. It starts with self-awareness of your own body, of your emotional landscape, of your mental landscape, thoughts, beliefs, narratives. And based on this increasing self-awareness, you can learn skills, very simple skills and tools that support you in coming back into center, coming back to your inner truth, speaking your inner truth, and then sharing yourself, your essence, your aliveness, your true self with the world, your light, your genius. And I believe that you are a genius. I believe that everyone has a genius. And I believe that everyone has a very special frequency and quality that wants to be seen by the world. If it comes through a channel and place of openness, of listening, of supporting an idea being birthed into this world. If it comes to this place, it comes to a place of love, comes through a place of openness, and I'm truly and deeply convinced that this is what the world wants. And with that, I'm gonna wrap up this first episode. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope that you found some inspiration on this question of the pressure to be productive. How can you find your essence in a hustle culture? I hope you had some thoughts that inspired you on this way. Wishing you all the best and looking forward to the next episode of Essence.